Mike Jones Beats. Mike Jones Beats.
Tina Turner is an American-Swiss singer and actress. Originally from the United States, she became a Swiss citizen in 2013. Turner rose to prominence as part of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue before launching a successful career as a solo performer. One of the best-selling recording artists of all time, she has been referred to as the Queen of Rock and Roll and has sold more than 200 million records worldwide. Turner is noted for her energetic stage performance, powerful vocals, and career longevity. After the release of A Fool in Love, Ike created the Ike and Tina Turner Revue, which included the Kings of Rhythm and the girl group called the Ikeettes backing Tina. He remained in the background as the band leader. Ike put the entire revue through a rigorous touring schedule across the United States, performing 90 days straight in venues around the country. During the days of the Chitlin circuit, the Ike and Tina Turner Revue built a reputation as one of the most hottest, most durable, and potentially most explosive of all R&B ensembles, and with its show rivaling that of the James Brown Revue in terms of musical spectacle. Due to their profitable performances, they were able to perform in front of desegregated audiences in southern clubs and hotels. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? My camera just seems really blurry today. Anyway, I wanted to start this show off. Actually, we're gonna be speaking about the gentleman. He gave the reason why he wanted to attack the police officers and everything. Um, uh, but I wanted to start this show off giving praise to one of our black queens. I think that in our community we don't give enough praise to one another. We, for whatever our reasons is, figure um to tear down somebody else is, a better way to use an individual's position rather than to help keep somebody's positive, great name alive, or to try to encourage others to work to do things that you think is possible of them to be able to create. So instead of encouraging, we too often try to discourage. And I want us to break that cycle. We have to figure out a way to break that cycle. Some of us still fall victim to that, but we have to figure out a way to collectively, or at least, in the beginning, individually, make better decisions and praise one another when it's due. Let me wipe this camera, please. Give me 1 second. That's much better. Sorry about that, everybody. I think that we have to start doing it on a grassroots level more, because I consider us to be grassroots still. So I on a grassroots level more, and then hopefully it'll trickle up. I guess that's the best way to perceive the situation the way I see it. Anyway, yo, I hope everybody had a beautiful day today. It's gonna be a great night. We're gonna talk about the gentleman. He came out. He explained why he decided shooting at the police officer was his idea. Uh, Apparently, he says just don't like police. So that's what we're gonna go with. If that's what he's saying, that's what we're gonna go with. It is what it is. Anyway, what's up, Black Wolf? How you doing today, my brother? Hunter Rizzle, salute. Haven't seen you in a while. You be here, you don't be here. Fix the title. Appreciate you. Hunter Rizzle said you gotta fix the title of the video. Frost done. Who else we got up here? What up, King Gooch? What up, Rob M? Rob M says, what up, Frost? What up? A whole bunch of these right here. I don't know. You hitchhiking? What's going on over here? What up, DSTN? What up, Greedy Pez? You chilling, my brother? Excellent. Fix the mic. How you doing tonight, Almond Brown? Okay. All right, that's what it is. What up, Eddie V? You chilling, my brother? Evil Eyes, how you doing? Most loyal, appreciate you. He said, what the? What's the what the F for? What's the WTAF for? What happened? What up, the few? Wayno, Shay Lacey, how you doing? Eddie V said the police. He said he hate the police. If that's what he's saying, that's what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna tell you this much. I'm happy I didn't hear that it was corruption, because I'm gonna let you know right now. Whenever they hear a black guy is involved in a crime, they're gonna think the worst of us. let's return the favor. So we're gonna make sure, we're gonna make y'all prove yourselves to be innocent before we assume y'all innocent, because y'all always assume we guilty first. That's a whole fact. What up, Most? H seen you in ages. You feel me? What up, Most and Most Loyal? They always assume, that's what you understand what I'm saying? They always assume the worst about us. Oh man, they looking for some black dudes. He must be a crackhead, stole some stuff and raped some women and fights dog. You understand what I'm saying? When they talk about black people, it's always the worst. So it's since we gotta prove our innocence all the time instead of you having to prove our guilt. You know what I'm saying? When things happen, we want you to prove your innocence also. It's fair. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. Okay, look, I'm gonna keep it a whole stack. I do appreciate the police, but I'm biased. I appreciate the police. I absolutely do. Don't get this confused. But I've seen enough police abuse their authority that we gotta prove ourselves innocent. I think sometimes you dudes do too. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. That's all. Not even a big deal. Before we go any further, let's say give a thanks to everybody who donated to the morning coffee today. Appreciate you guys.
Mic check.
Appreciate you guys. All you guys are the best. Appreciate everybody, especially y'all dudes that be dropping them comments. Y'all be killing me, yo. What up, Brim? See Brim pulled up in here. What up, Kelly Cersei? How you doing, Kelly Cersei? What up, June? Okay. All right, let's get to this story real quick. They're clearing some stuff up for us. Uh Apparently they're saying that the gentleman, at least as far if we go from the title, the gentleman is saying that he just hates cops. He was like, yo, look, I hate cops. I saw him and shot at him. I guess that's what they're saying. So let's read a little bit of what this article says. It's CNN apparently, and the article was comprised and written by Eric Leveson, Elizabeth Joseph, and Mark Morales and Amir Vera. Appreciate y'all. Anyway, it goes on to say the man who shot at 2 New York City Police Department officers Saturday and then opened fire inside of a precinct Sunday told investigators he did so because he hates cops. A law enforcement officer told CNN. In all, 2 officers were shot but survived. What NYPD Commissioner Dermont Shea said were targeted attempts to assassinate police officers. Now, check this out. Listen. Pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. Hater, what the heck is this guy talking about? No, we're not doing that, Eddie. No, we're not doing that. Real quick, I want to explain this. We're gonna go with this, right? Because I could believe it. He just hates cops. I would say if that's the case, let's also check in for mental health issues. Because there are a lot of people who hate cops. But they don't just run down the block shooting at them. So obviously he must also have a mental health issue. Right? I mean, could hold on. Am I far off for thinking is this logic incorrect? My logic makes sense, whether you agree with me or not. My logic makes sense. My logic does not make any sense. There's a lot of people who don't like police officers, but he decided he was gonna just start shooting at all the cops he saw. So therefore, I'm gonna just surmise from the evidence in which we have that there's a good chance that he has a mental health issue. So if that's the case, that he has a mental health issue, I think that he should be treated the same way that we treat these shooters, these school shooters. I think that he should be treated the same way. I'm the same way. Period. He has a mental health issue. We have to treat him like somebody who has a mental health issue that committed a crime. Now that's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, because it was good for the goose is good for the gander. All you could ever ask for is fairness. That's it. That's all you could ever ask for. So Brim said if MFers follow what he doing, it's gonna be a riot, like Watts riot back in the days. I don't think anybody's following what he's doing at the moment. But I'm gonna wait, hold on, because I'm about to go into something, but I wanted to give everybody opportunity to speak on this. What up, James S? Shay Lacey says they said he had been depressed since his son got killed. How did his son get killed? Remember before, there's a video that we did when it first dropped, and the video I just made it private. The video is still there. I just thought that I spoke, um, even though I don't disagree with anything that I said, I believe that I could have been more eloquent. So therefore, I just took the video down because it was a little too harsh. But in that video, one of the things that I did say is what they should look into and see if there was somebody who in his family that maybe got killed and they don't think the police is doing the right thing to get the people who did it. I did say that. Still have the video. So his son got killed. How did his son get killed? You didn't say his son died. You said his son got killed. How did his son get killed? What up, Tracy? That's what I'm saying. So look, it's easy when somebody is trying to make money and they get caught. You understand their motivations. They were trying to make money. The motivations are simple. It's not hard. But when you have an individual that is doing the school shooting, let's say, It's important that we find out their motivations. It's important that we find out what made them do the thing that they did, because we need to stop future occurrences. I don't care what you think about police. We can't have any individual running up in the buildings just letting off. Period. Not just police, other people are in that building for various different reasons. We can't have anybody running into any buildings letting off. You feel me? That's bananas. Who said that? Somebody said that. That's about the only way I could think of even to describe an individual that's ready to run into buildings and just let off and kill police officers. Anybody else could be in there. Somebody could just be getting wheeled around because they just got arrested. They could just be in there just escorting them to wherever the damn cells are and get hit. Anything could happen. So we can't have that. For everybody that's trying to say, screw it, we don't care, F the police and all that, nah, we're not doing that, yo. That shit's hold on, because I really was about to start laughing because people are thinking like that. We can't think like that, yo. Now, if you want shit like martial law to like come into effect, yeah, then you want people running up in the police precincts shooting the place up. If you want them to start trying to call in the military and shit like that to police us, you want the people that's over there in Afghanistan and everything else, those guys, the people that got the real big assault rifle, if you want them to call those guys in because we got Bronx guys, just everybody has decided to get on this wave that we just gonna start running in the police buildings, police precincts, and just shooting the place up. They're gonna do like martial law type shit. Like, you understand? You're like, that's what I don't get. Where people is like encouraging this. This is nothing to encourage. We don't want society to break down. I know a lot of people think they want society to break down because they think society owes them something, but we do not want society to break down. Definitely not in this manner. When the Most High feels it's time, then, but not in this manner. That's my point. Um, it goes on to say, this is not a crime gone bad. This is not a liquor store robbery interrupted that a tragedy erupts from. This is a premeditated assassination attempt, Shay said. As far as we know from right now, this guy had this is exactly what was going on with him. He has decided that he was going to assassinate police officers. That's a fact. It says, by the grace of God, we're not planning a funeral. That's a whole fact also. First of all, I want to give a salute to whoever was the officer that was able to get this guy down and correct the situation, because at the end of the day, like I said, we don't want people just running up in the buildings firing off on people. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to co-sign that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna co-sign that. I'm like, other people want to be like, yeah, that's your business. I'm not gonna co-sign that though. So with that being said, uh, keep on going. By the grace of God, yeah, nobody got hurt. Very happy. I think one officer got shot. I think I heard that the second officer got shot, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. By the grace of God, we're not planning on a funeral. We added the suspect. It's a 45-year-old Bronx resident named Robert Williams. A law enforcement source with direct knowledge of the situation told CNN. Williams is being represented by the public defenders and expected to be arraigned Monday. CNN has reached out to his attorney. He has not heard back. Now, this is something that I wanted to point out. They might try to keep him isolated. You want to know why they might try to keep him isolated? Because if any of this shit that they're telling us, the public, is not correct, this guy is going to be blabbing his mouth to people. Somebody is going to find out, and there's phones in jails now. So they might try to keep this guy isolated if everything that they said is not the truth. But as we're going to take it right now, what he said is what he said. He said he don't like police. He ran into the building. He fired it off. Sounded to me like he got a mental health issue. That shit. I know a lot of people that don't like police, and I don't know none of them that's running into a building shooting the place up. Not one. What up, Bree? CNN reached out to the attorney. He's not heard back. The first shooting took place on Saturday night when a man in a black puffer jacket opened fire on two police officers sitting in a van within the confines of the 41st precinct in the Bronx. One officer was wounded and expected to survive, said police. The officer is expected to be released Monday. The second officer in the van was not hit. Then on Sunday morning, the man walked into the 41st precinct in the Bronx just before 2 a.m. and opened fire at uniformed officers and civil employees. See what I'm saying? There's other people in the building besides police. Period. What I'm curious is, did anybody see that Harley Quinn movie? I mean, I didn't think it was bad, but it's not nothing to be major motion picture. Like that's not. There's Netflix movies that's way better than that. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's movies on Netflix that knock that movie out the box. And then Netflix movies. So point being is that in that particular movie, Harley Quinn actually goes into the police precinct and goes to break some little girl out that they call her Cassandra Cain, but that don't make sense because in the comic books, Cassandra, it's not important. They just took a character and switched the character and made the character um completely different than what the character's supposed to be. In DC don't know what they're doing as far as that is concerned, but that's a whole nother conversation. Um, no, I no, it's not that it's not worth seeing. It's not major motion picture. They had a studio. Hold on, I let talk about this for a second. We'll get back to this guy. They have a studio behind them, a whole entire studio. They got major money behind them. Do you understand what I'm saying? To make the movie that they made, it it was a to me it was okay. So this year, right? I went to about out of all the movies I saw at least four movies, maybe five movies twice. There's about five movies that I went to the theater, I saw it, I was like, damn, that shit is good. And I went back and I saw it again. At least five movies, right? Um, I I wouldn't if I would have not went to the theater and seen this movie, and then it just happened that I seen this movie like on Netflix or something in the future, I would have been like, "Woo, dodge the bullet." That's what I'm saying. I don't, I don't know no other way to say that. If that's how I would have felt, dodge the bullet. Oh man, I would have. But I would have enjoyed it. It's just it's not worth going to the theater. Anyway, in the movie, Harley Quinn goes into the yeah, but that's a whole nother problem. DC. Okay, so wait, hold on. We can have this conversation. Y'all want to have this conversation right now? We could detour off this conversation and get back to this. So, right now, oh man, I left this out. I'm supposed to have that shit showing, but hold on. So hold on. So hold on. I'm gonna explain to you the problem with DC. DC and Marvel. Okay, so this is the real problem that DC has. And this is why DC it's harder for DC to do movies and it's so much easier for Marvel to do movies. You see, when DC was creating their comic books back whenever, you know what I'm saying, they started really doing their shit, they had this thing called the comic books code. So when the comic books code came in, that made them not be able to do they wasn't doing it was called the before it was Detective Comics, it was some other shit. But they didn't have the way that the comic books was like horror. You understand what I'm saying? Like monsters and shit like that, like aliens and a lot of death and sex and stuff like that. So this comic books code came because there was some dude that said that the reason why kids is getting bad because they reading comic books. Comic books is the reason for all the crime, and the world believed them. This shit is retarded. Yo, hold on. I'm telling you facts right now. I forgot the dude name. The world believed them. So what happened is when DC started, DC's older than Marvel, right? So when DC started, DC had disjointed storylines. They'll just write a story that it was just for one comic book. Then at the end of that comic book, that story was done. So what happened is when DC built up its catalog with a lot of stories like that, so it has a lot of like disjointed stories, like they don't fit together. That's why DC started. They started all of DC's big events usually revolve around shrinking the catalog. Like they had this one event called fuck, I forgot what the some shit where all of the worlds came, the anti-monitor, forgot the name of it, but they just thing called the anti-monitor. The anti-monitor came, was gonna destroy everything. Then they had a whole nother event where Superboy punched a hole in all of reality. Bang, that shit's bananas. Then they had the Flashpoint event. You understand? And all of these events are meant to basically shrink DC because their writing is so disjointed. Now, the difference between Marvel and DC is when Marvel started getting good, they already had order because freaking Stan Lee used to work for a whole nother comic book company. That comic book company started going down all the way. They was done. Stan Lee caught a job as one of the only writers at the new comic book company that then turned into Marvel. While Stan Lee was there and they started writing their stories, they started writing their stories not like DC was doing. They was their stories. One comic book had something to do with the next one. So that's why Marvel's history, the history of Marvel is more together. Like it's one big ass storyline where DC is everywhere. So now when they make these movies, your favorite Batman might not be the Batman that goes with the Superman that they want to put on the big screen. That might not be the Wonder Woman that's in the same universe as the do you understand what I'm saying? They're picking people from all over different time frames of their circulation of the comic books, and that's why the movies suck. I could actually start breaking down the way that they actually write the stories is terrible. Also, they're not Marvel's is like character driven. You understand? Like Marvel is character driven, or like the motives. Okay, I could talk about movies and shit like that forever. I'm just gonna leave it alone. But let's get back to Homeboy. So basically, in that movie, Harley Quinn goes into a police precinct that has some kind of like weird ass shootout with these guys. The shit is retarded. So that's another reason why I'm saying this guy needs to be checked for mental health issues because he might have acquired one after his son got killed. His son could have got killed and he went bananas. Um, that happens to people. Sometimes something traumatic happens to you which causes for you to now act irrational in irrational situations, and this is what could have happened to him. He could have some form of PTSD. We don't know that. You understand what I'm saying? All I'm saying is he's off the street. That's good. Let's keep him off the street. He's shooting at people. But at the end of the day, let's find out what the hell happened to him because there might be an ongoing problem inside of our community. And if we could find out what his real motivations was and what led him to do something, then maybe we could stem that problem in future events. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, or am I just saying shit? Because I think that makes sense. Find out what the hell happened to this guy. They said his son got killed? He went bananas. This is extremely abnormal. This is not like a normal crime. Like I don't. What the hell? This isn't a normal crime. This isn't a somebody was trying to get bread. This isn't somebody was trying to get money. This is somebody running into a police precinct and shooting the place up. I be making these banners, but I always forget to use them. So, we actually, I believe, they had a picture of him somewhere. They said this is how one of the shootings happened. It says, in the Saturday night shooting, the suspect came up on two officers sitting in a van with its emergency lights on and asked the question. Shay said, when an officer answered, the shooter pulled out a gun and fired multiple times without provocation. He said, Shay said the officer in the driver's seat yelled gun. When the shooter pulled out a weapon, neither of the officers returned fire. Now, could I just say something? Can I just say something? I just want to say something. They said he went up to the police officers, asked them a question, and then started firing on them. Right? That's what I just heard, right? So did he want to get a close look to make sure to see who he was shooting at before he started shooting? Because if they were just sitting in the car and he was going to shoot at them anyway, he could have just ran up on them and just fired on them without them even noting. He just wanted to kill police, right? I don't know. What do I know? Anyway, after the first shooting, the official said Williams left and visited family members before going to the 41st precinct office and opening fire. A law enforcement official told CNN. So he escaped the first one. He got away. He left. He went home. Talked to some people in home, and then went straight to the precinct. A video posted on social media shows the incident and also confirmed by a senior NYPD official. Then there's a tweet. New York City scanner says NYPD commissioner says this was an assassination attempt on New York City police officers. I 100% agree with them. You got to keep that dude off the street. You got to keep that dude off the street. Just period. That whole situation is bananas. Got to keep that guy off the street. The gunman walked up in a marked NYPD van, asked for directions, and opened fire. The officer in the driver's seat was shot in the chin, but is expected to survive. They got a video here, I believe. I'm gonna see what it shows. Oh shit! That's why he hit the driver. How does it look? I don't see it. I'm hoping this shit is gonna loop back around, and I was trying to get the camera to get on it, because I don't know how to make it rewind. I don't know what the hell. Every time I tap the shit. Okay. Homeboy was ready to die. Funny part is, yeah, yo, they didn't kill him. Anybody talking about how that was good police work? They captured him without killing him, and he was shooting at police. That was really good police work. Anybody thought? Have anybody thought about that? Like, that was really good police work. They captured him without killing him. You know how we always talking about? They captured him without killing him. That was good. That's a whole fact. I think it's leave. I think that just, oh wow. Is there a change going on? Is there a change happening? Is there a change happening? Is there a change happening where the police is really trying not to just kill people? Is there a change happening? I don't care. He's still alive. I don't care what they did to him. He was trying to kill them. I don't care what he. I don't care. I care what they did. I'm not saying they can't just take him in the back. And I care what. But I'm saying they didn't kill him. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's that camera, because if he's shooting and one of them pull out and shoot back at him and kill him, that would not be wrong enough. What are you talking about? The camera. They did not kill him. I think that's a big thing. I think that's a good point. They ain't kill him. Somebody asked me, was my jacket in the back merch? No, it's not merch, man. Appreciate you though. But yeah, they didn't kill him. Bronx police. Huh. Huh. People be mad at me. Yo, I'm gonna tell you the funny shit. I'm gonna tell you some super funny shit real quick. People be mad at me because they think I'm pro police, right? But the people who's pro police think I'm pro gang. So the people that's pro organizations think I'm pro. Some people think I'm pro police, and the people that's pro police think I'm. So I think I'm doing my. I think I'm pretty. I think that means I must be pretty fair on these particular subjects. I think I'm being pretty fair. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Quick question. Who thinks they should put this dude in? This dude should need some psych evaluation. You think they should give him a psych evaluation? You don't think they should give him a psych evaluation? I'm just curious. You think they should give him a psych evaluation? You don't think they should give him a psych evaluation? I'm just curious. I also, just so we clear, I don't think that I don't I don't think I don't think that they should let this man back out in the street. Like especially if he's found out to be sane. I just I don't know. I don't know if they should put this guy back out in the street. I just don't know. Like that's he not crazy. He knew to try to get away the first time. I don't think he tried to get away the first time. I think they left, so he just walked away. I didn't look like he was trying to get away. Oh, you just came, big hats. I just showed it. Hold on. Let me see if I could still got it. He wasn't really trying. No, I get your point though. I get your point. Just so we could be clear. I 100% get your point. I know what you're saying, but I'm saying I don't think he was trying to get. I don't think he even tried to get away. I think he just look. They gonna leave. They gonna drive off, and he just gonna be standing there, and then he just gonna turn around and walk away. Look, he's shooting. Hey, fuck it, nothing else to do. Just walked away. Like I better not forget to bring the milk home. He just like I don't know what the fuck. I What do I keep saying? They not need to let this guy back out in the street. Métis Vega said in this hearing today, he said that if they let him out, he's going back to finish what he started. That sounds like a vendetta. I'm telling you, they need to find out what is going on over that. Wait, hold on. That don't sound like a vendetta? That sound like a whole vendetta. This guy got first find out is he Japanese. Found out if he got any Japanese blood in him. That's first, okay? That's the first thing we need to find out. Because this guy is all about revenge. It just sounds to me like he's all about revenge. They need to find out what the hell is going on. Now he's not playing, yo. He's dead serious. Oh man, yo. I was trying to look for the That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at this dude. That's him right there. Hold on. I'm gonna show you what it says, right? But I want you to see this dude. They killed his dog? Alleged Bronx cop shooter Robert He's not alleged at this point, baby girl. Who wrote this? Sam Raskin, Aaron Feist. Shout out to the New York Post. It says alleged Bronx cop shooter Robert Williams still wants to draw more blue blood, threatening from his hospital bed to shoot more police upon his release. I wonder if they meant to make that a ball. Shoot more police upon his release. Prosecutors revealed Monday at his arraignment. I'm going to shoot one of you when I get out. What makes him think? What makes him think? I'm not trying to laugh though, but what makes him think he's gonna get out after he says, I'm gonna shoot one of you when I get out? Come on, man. Oh, you was joking when you said the dog thing. I was taking that shit seriously because I'm like, yo, you killed my dog. That probably is a reason for me to. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Anyway, yeah, WPIX. I fuck with WPIX. We big up WPIX all the time. Thanks for trying to tell everybody to leave, matey. Appreciate you. You the best. Anyway, don't kick. Then it goes on to say, Williams made the threats while recovering from injuries sustained during his bust for the second of two alleged attacks on NYPD. Those are not alleged attacks on NYPD officers in less than a half a day. I told y'all it was early. Mama, I told y'all it was like a couple of hours in less than a half a day. According to authorities, roughly 100 NYPD cops packed the Bronx courtroom for the arraignment, glaring silently at the career criminal accused of trying to shoot dead their fellow finest. Wearing a gray hoodie and dark gray sweatpants, Williams kept his head down and uttered not a word as he was held as he was ordered held without bail and charged with 13 counts of attempted murder. Now I'm curious to find out what is he talking about when he get out. What makes him think he's getting out? All of the officers are already shot. Yes, in that video that I showed y'all, he shot the officer right in the video, and they drove to the hospital. It says Williams, 45, allegedly began his anti-cop rampage around 8:30 p.m. Saturday when he fired. Oh, that's when he did it. 8:30 p.m. when he fired on two cops sitting inside a marked NYPD patrol van near the intersection of East 163rd and Fox Street, according to authorities. Officer Paul, I don't know how to say that name, but I want y'all to know what the name is, so I'm gonna show y'all. That's it right there with that. It's Paul. Officer Paul was grazed on the neck and chin by bullets that nearly struck his carotid artery while his partner was unharmed. Less than 12 hours later, Williams allegedly, these are not, oh man, the damn camera. These are not allegedlys. He did it. These are not allegedlys. Shout out to Post. You know what? You're right, Post. You're right, Post. That's how I used to use my allegedlys on everything. We going back to that. Appreciate you, Post, putting me back up on game. Less than 12 hours later, Williams allegedly stormed into the 41st Precinct station house on Longwood Avenue around 8 a.m. Sunday and opened fire with his 9mm SIG, hitting Lieutenant Jose in the upper left arm, authorities said. Lieutenant returned fire, but Miss Williams, who allegedly continued to unload on the cop, shot until he ran out of ammo and surrendered. They were both treated at Lincoln Hospital. For everybody that don't know, real quick, if you're not having a baby or it got shot, don't go to Lincoln Hospital. It's in the Bronx on 149th Street. If anything else happens to you in the world, do not go to Lincoln Hospital. But if any of those two things that you're going through, I think having a baby is good. I'm not sure. But if you get shot, go to Lincoln Hospital. That's all I can say. It's like the one thing that they are like that's one of the best hospitals at any of that stuff. Lincoln Hospital. That's a whole fact. I'm telling you, they had to take care of so many gunshots. They like the gunshot wound capital hospital. People they be flying people from freaking Seattle. Seattle, Washington. They be like, oh man, this gunshot wound. We need to refine. We need this very special gunshot surgeon. He's in Lincoln Hospital. He's the only one that could do this job. And they fly him all the way from Seattle. This is exaggerations, but I'm telling you, they really good at gunshot wounds though. There used to be a lot of shootings in that area, so they just had to deal with them a lot. Williams has been described as NYPD officials as a career criminal whose LinkedIn prison record included a 2002 attempted murder convicted for a Bronx. This guy even wanted to live the rest of his life in jail, or I don't know what the hell was going on with him. What is he talking about? If he gets out, he's going to start shooting again. What in the hell? First of all, you didn't even need to say that. They're not letting you out no more, homie. Your new delicacy is you in prison. What in the hell? I don't care. I need him to be mentally. He has got to have mental health issues. I don't know what to tell you. He has to have some mental health issues. That's what I'm gonna think. It has to be mental health issues. This is crazy. That's crazy. Come on now. NWA made a whole song about how much they didn't like the police. You didn't see them running up in any precincts. What are you talking about? Don't even make. What are you talking about? NWA. That was a joke. But the point being is, your argument back to me can't be just that he hate police. If that's what it is, then he has a mental health issue. Get the guy checked out, send him somewhere to keep him. Because then if he has a mental health issue and you're just gonna throw him in regular prison, then you're just what you're gonna do. You're just gonna all of the black people with mental health issues you're gonna put in prison, but all the other people with mental health issues you're gonna go put in a special place for them to get special attention. I don't understand how that's fair. What about the prisoners that don't necessarily have mental health issues? I mean, that they just in there because they wanted to make a couple bucks and they got caught. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway. Anything anybody want to ask me about? I think it was suicidal also. I think he didn't plan on surviving. I think he was surprised when the police pulled off. That's what I'm trying to explain. I think when the police pulled off, he was surprised. I don't think he had no plans on running. He's standing there firing. He had no plans on running. Hey, that was 2 stars. I don't know what to tell you. He had no plans on running. What up, Monica Kendrick? What's up, Bronx Bread? I mean, look at the video, right? So the video goes like this, right? The car sit the police is sitting there in the vehicle, minding their business, doing whatever their job is at that moment, or not doing whatever their job is at that moment. I have no idea. They was in the cut. So he comes down the block, asks them a question, and then he starts reaching for the weapon, which gets stuck. And that's the only reason why they saying that. I think that's the reason why they say that he didn't get a kill. That's why I think they saying he didn't get a kill. You understand what I'm saying? Because they saying that he couldn't get it out straight. So then he shoots at them. They pull off. He never ran. Then he's standing there, like I'm not trying to laugh, but he's standing there, and it looks like he's like, what the hell? And he turn around, he walk away. That's what it looks like to me. He could have been trying to commit suicide by the police. He could have been. And if he was, I would assume that he has a mental health issue. What in the hell is do? This is the point that I'm trying to make. When somebody is trying to do some weirdo shit that don't make sense, there's a good chance they have a mental health issue. So if we're gonna be able to say that other people can have mental health issues when they do some weirdo shit, why can't we? We go through trauma. We got people in our communities that suffer PTSD. We have individuals in our community that that something has happened to them that is so bad it's totally changed who they are. You understand what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is I'm not saying give him more opportunities to shoot at police. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm saying the opposite of that. I'm also not saying go light on him. Whatever he did a crime, that whatever that crime is for running inside of a police precinct and firing, and he's already said he's gonna do it again his first opportunity. So it's not like you can let him back out. So how many years do you give him? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not. Well, first of all, we all dealing with we all dealing with mannerisms that we still have that's been passed down from generation to generation that came from slavery. That's a fact. Bronx Bread, because Bronx Bread says we are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder from slavery still. So I don't know if that was you were saying that to be funny. um, I don't know if he was saying that to be funny, but I don't know what his disorder is or whatever. I don't know the guy. I've never spoken to the guy, and even if I did, I don't think I'm qualified enough to be able to tell anybody what his disorder is. So he would have to speak to somebody to find out what that is. That's the point I'm trying to make as far as that is concerned. But we all still suffer. If you got a person that still eat chitlins, they absolutely are still doing things that's been passed down. Slaves didn't eat chitlins because chitlins was the shit. Slaves ate chitlins because we didn't have enough food. We can't starve, and then we gotta go work hard tomorrow. We can't waste any of this animal. That's why slaves ate chitlins. Um, so if you got somebody still doing that, they still just in that alone, still subscribing to past uh, still affected by slavery. Believe me, before slavery, no one ate freaking chitlins on the planet before American slavery. Believe me, it was not a thing people ate. Believe me, it wasn't. I don't know what to tell you. First of all, most religions didn't even allow you to eat a pig in the first damn place. Nevertheless, it's innards. What the hell? Um, I feel bad for the dude's family, obviously. Um, we don't know what kind of effect, how he what part he played in his family's life, whether he was one of the providers, or whether he one what he provided, whether it was financial, emotional, spiritual, or just protection, obviously. um so we can't say what they would be missing with him not there, but I'm pretty sure he has people who love him, and they're suffering because of not knowing that they're not going to be able to have him in their life, and the things that they have to go through right now because of what is going to happen involved in court. So we definitely want to send our wishes out to them. You understand what I'm saying? That's a whole fact. Definitely we want to we're extremely happy that no police officers were murdered. This is a fact. We're extremely happy that dude just got grazed on the chin, and definitely if that his carotid artery wasn't hit. Um, I'm always worried about shit like this. And there's a reason why when things happen, I don't want to talk about it with the same narrative that everybody else uses. And that's usually because I see things a lot differently. But think about this. Just take this into consideration. What more, what better way to show that our society is breaking down than to have an individual? I do not know who Marlon Called is, but I wouldn't consider what I'm doing winning currently, but I appreciate you. You're the best. Um um yeah, you don't eat those. Like, believe me, nobody was eating them before American slaves. Nobody was eating those. Maybe the other slaves of that era that was on other islands, but I doubt it. Anyway, point being is, anybody that is probably an associate of his right now is getting watched so hard, it's probably gonna be crazy. Anybody that was an associate with this guy's, and rightfully so. Just so we could be clear, um, any of his associates. That's another reason why I try to tell people, be very mindful about what you do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people are not mindful about what they do. They for whatever the reason is, are usually because of their own motivations that they might have. Sometimes me myself also don't look far enough into the future because of what my actual action at that moment might, the repercussions that might come back from it. Um, so everybody does that, and that's what happens when you say or do something, and then you associate yourself with a group, and now you're associated with that group. Now if somebody in that group, all you need is one person that f's up, and now everybody is jeopardized. I don't know a way to put it. So if he has any friends that he hangs out with, deals with, or anything like that, any business associates, especially any kind of business that's not above board, I'm pretty sure that the police is gonna be right up on top of all of that, needing to find out what the hell was going on, and rightfully so. What are you gonna do? I know there are a lot of people like, yeah, he was shooting at police or whatever, and then what are y'all gonna do when martial law kick in? That's I want to know this. I want to know what is everybody gonna do when martial law kick in? Because you know what's gonna. I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do before martial law kicks in. All right. I've been using my powers on the other side a lot lately. I'm gonna use my powers on the right on the side of the people right now. I'm gonna explain something. Actually, when I'm saying powers, I'm just joking, but I'm gonna explain something. Right before they do something like kick martial law into act, look for a couple of things to happen. Right. One of the things that is going to happen is they're going to start picking up a lot of gangs, especially gangs that are dangerous in the street that they feel like will have a shootout with them. Um, Treyway just got picked up. We gotta assume Treyway would be an organization that if they tried to bring in some kind of weirdo shit, they're gonna protect their people. Um, Two other gangs just got picked up, and a couple of members in I believe Brooklyn. I'm not 100% sure, but two other gangs just got picked up as of recently. Um, this is what I keep trying to explain to people. They move us out, right? Gentrification, right? So they move us out. So when they move us out and they move new people in, now they putting us in a smaller little confine. Like before, when we used to inhabit this much area, now gentrification is happening. So we have the same amount of people that was spread out in this much area that now they're being, the amount of space is closing in. So you have this much people, right? This much space for the amount of people that you needed that much space for just a couple of minutes ago. So when we have to get entitled on each other, what's going to happen? There's going to be more violence. There's going to be more crimes being committed, just in general. Period. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the way it works. They know how it works. Like there's a reason why projects is a projects. Anyway, um, so what happens is when they start picking up all the things that it might go weird out on the street. You understand what I'm saying? Start picking all those people up, getting everybody off the street. There's been a war on gangs and in hip hop. I keep explaining this. They're trying to disassociate rappers and gangs from each other because rappers are helping the fun gang. So let's say you have a situation where you have a gang member who is a rapper, and the police. This is what the police is saying. I'm not saying this, but this is what the police is saying. The police is saying that the rapper is now allowing for the gang to be able to have money to buy things. This is what the police is saying. This is their argument. So if anybody is like, yo, look, Jack for a snitch, no, this is what the police is saying. I'm explaining to you the argument. So the argument is we have a rapper and he is affiliated with a gang, and the way that that gang gets money and drugs and all of these other things is because they're getting it from that rapper. Now they're taking that money that they're getting from that rapper and they putting it into criminal activity. So now when they put it into criminal activity, now that's helping to grow crime. So this is what the argument is. So they're saying that if they could separate the rapper from the gang, then therefore it could cut off the money base, which still doesn't make sense because it's not like drugs aren't gonna still be in the street. You understand what I'm saying? Especially when the police is putting a lot of the drug, not the police, some government organizations in an attempt to be able to arrest individuals that they think might be selling drugs. Sometimes do deals and drugs end up back out onto the street in order for them to be able to build a case for them to be able to take people who they consider to be criminals off of the street, if that's a good way to put it. So I think I over explained that. I might have over explained that. But the point in which I'm trying to make is this. When they're trying to sever the rapper from the gang, this is what they're trying to do. So why have they been trying to do that for so hard? They wasn't trying to do that when there was just drugs being bought. They started doing this more when there was guns and all that stuff being bought. That's why when they be catching these rappers, they going hard on them for guns, and that's why everybody keeps talking about when T.I. got busted for those guns, and all he had to do was do a damn. I think he did a year and like did a PSA commercial or some shit. So a lot of people was like, "Yo, how did T.I. get off so easy?" Because they usually going hard on rappers because of guns. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the thing that they don't care if you put the drugs in the community. That's helping the economy. It really is. That's if it like it really is. Drugs in the community actually helps the overall economy. This shit is crazy. Anyway, so they care about the drugs, but not so much. But guns in the community make it create different problems. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the issue is. So what did they just do? Treyway um just had the big case, right? And now they just picked up two new particular gangs, right? Then they pick up a ton of Trinitarios a couple of months ago, and then before that, I believe they picked up another gang, a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have picked these people up, and I'm not saying these people shouldn't have to go before court. All I'm saying is when you creating a situation, when you want to destabilize a situation, one of the things that you got to do is you got to one get people to argue with each other and fight with each other whatsoever, and then you come and while they doing that, you can attack each individual one and pick them off one by one. Big hats said the CIA provide the people, the DEA provide the drugs. So you got to look at it like that. Like I've always been saying, the problem isn't okay. So I'm gonna use an analogy so we could so you can understand what I'm trying to say. In the Bronx, we have a situation where they are building a lot of new houses. In the Bronx, there's new buildings, tenements going up all over the place. There's so much infrastructure that they've been doing as far as building new housing units. They're just all over the place. If anybody's from the Bronx, you know what I'm talking about. They're building them all over the place, right? That's dope. That needs houses, right? Because we have a homeless issue, right? That right? But guess what? More houses doesn't cure the homeless problem. You do know that, right? People aren't homeless because there aren't enough apartments. People are homeless because they can't afford to rent an apartment. You understand what I'm saying? So building more, making more apartments doesn't solve the homeless issue. More jobs and affordable pay helps to solve the homeless issue. You understand what I'm saying? So they got a ton of buildings and everything going up in the Bronx. So what do you think those buildings are going up? You think those buildings are going up, and people that live in the area, they busy thinking, "Oh man, I'm gonna, put in my paperwork to go into the building or whatever." Well, yeah, uh, that's gonna work. You're like, no, for real, not even joking. That's a good look. You understand what I'm saying? It's a good look. Don't get me wrong. But in reality, what's happening is they need to make different neighborhoods and everything like that safer because the property value needs to go up, right? Because they need to make people want to move there, right? So what happens now is you have people that aren't from the community that get to move into those buildings before the people that's actually from the community. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how you have situations where you have gentrification. They come into the neighborhood, they remove all of the gang elements, wink, wink, right? And then after they remove all of the gang elements, then they start building up the area. Minimum wage. See, this is the problem, right? I'm gonna explain to you what the real problem is. We have too many jobs where people could just work part time. So what happens is, let's say you work at a McDonald's, right? They can just have you as a part time worker. They're like, we don't need no full time. We only need part time workers. So now they got a ton of part time workers. So there should be some kind of bill or something or some kind of law in effect that prevents companies from doing this. Because McDonald's is gonna say their thing is the only people that they're really trying to employ is little kids and old folk. That's the kind of people they want to employ. People that just need a little bit of pocket change. But no, we don't live in that type of climate. McDonald's, you're not gonna be able to live off of that bullshit no more. So now you're gonna have to do two things. One, you gotta actually have to get real food because we tired of eating this synthetic shit that y'all guys come up with in the laboratory. That ain't gonna happen though. And the second thing is that is more plausible is you're gonna have to actually start paying your employees the appropriate way. And the appropriate way isn't necessarily raising the wage. The appropriate way is giving somebody 40 damn hours a week. I used to work a job where I only it was part time, and you had to work part time for like I think like a month or some shit. Month, 2 months, something like that. Then after you work part time for like 2 months, then they give you real hours. Or you had to I forgot what it was. It was like 2, 3 months. You had to work like part time or some shit. I was selling something in some kind of store. I was good at it though. I used to sell a lot of stuff. But I didn't get you didn't get you ain't get what you call that shit commission though. If I was getting commission, I would have been killing. I was selling a lot of stuff. But What up, Sincere Jones? Hey, what up, Noop? So yeah, so I was working at the place and it was kind of effed up because I got to work there for like 3 months before I'm eligible for full time. That's like what are you doing? You understand what I'm saying? Like you're creating this, like you're creating this, like if I didn't have no, like what in the hell? I got to work there 3 months before I could be considered for full time. Like I don't, not maybe somewhere else, but not in a city like New York City. That's all I'm saying. Like people got lives. Like that's crazy. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I think that's crazy. 3 months, like 3 months before I could be considered that before a full time position. That ain't make no sense. Anyway, it is what it is. But there's just a big there's just an attack on our communities, and okay, so this is what you got. This is how you win. You get somebody to agree to something that's not in their best interest, right? That's when you really win. When you get people to agree to do something that is against their best interest. So they want us to be appalled at what this man did, which is some crazy, insane shit. This guy cannot be out on the street. He just can't. I want to know what his motivations were. His motivations just, I don't care what, you can't tell me, I don't care what nobody say. His motivations can't only be he hate the police. Something else was going on there. I'm sorry. That's just me. Um, I'm not giving him a pass. We not running up in buildings and just spraying the place up. Like we can't be doing that. Um, I just don't trust it. I need a reason. If I just can't trust it. I just can't trust it. I need a reason. I'm sorry. I need a reason. I need a reason. I need a reason. I just don't trust it. Is there a good chance he just hated police, so he just kept trying to he needed to kill one? Yep. There's a perfectly good chance that happened. That's actually extremely plausible. But is it a better chance that something happened that triggered him? There's a show called The Sinner. It's on Netflix. I don't even think they do the season by 1 and 2. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what to watch. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I advise everybody check this out. Check out this Netflix show. This show is dope. It's dope. Um, Once or twice a month, I get the opportunity to binge something. The other month it was The Witcher. This month that's what it was. Binged it. Not really binging. I went. It took like 4 days, so I don't know if that's binging. That's probably not binging. Hold on. What I said the name of the dentist center. Cora. This is how it goes. It goes like this. It's the name of the show. I'm showing y'all. It's a good fucking show. This is the name of the show, The Sinner. But it don't go by chapters. You just go to Cora. Like it don't go by chapters. It goes by the people. That's a dope ass concept and idea. One is Julian and the other one is Cora. Go to the Cora one. The Julian one was alright too. Anyway, fucking yeah. So I don't know. I don't look. I don't know. All I'm saying is the police did a good job. He ain't dead. So the police they did a good job by capturing him. He ain't dead. He ain't dead. Did you see what they did to Rodney King? It wasn't these police officers, obviously, but the point being is, even when not threatened, police officers have done some weird shit. These guys just arrested him, whichever shit that he seen that he was asking for. He was trying to kill people. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, we're gonna call it a night. We 1.5 in. Um, we're gonna have morning coffee tomorrow. I got a lot to do tomorrow. We gotta shoot a little bit more of. I'm not sure if we're shooting tomorrow. We might be shooting tomorrow, but we gotta getting that documented together for the Crip stuff. The CEO is gonna violate him every chance they get. I don't know what to say about that. The dude ran into a police officer. Look, man, if we're gonna say that the police is a gang, right? How many people say the police is a gang, right? Every single thing I've been talking about under the premise that the police is a gang. By the way, I should have led with that. It would have gave some of the stuff that I said a lot more context. But the police is a gang, right? I've literally had a police officer say to me that he's part of the biggest gang in America. That's a whole fact. I've literally had a police officer say that to me in a bragging way, trying to speak down to me. And I was busy there sitting there with my handcuffs on, like, the fuck. Anyway, so the police is a gang, right? So this man, for whatever his reason is, started a war with a gang by himself. COs is part of this police gang, right? So I'm gonna assume that they're gonna treat him like any gang would treat any rival gang member that tried to kill them, but they can't necessarily kill the person. That's what I'm gonna assume. So that's what I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume the police is gonna treat him like any other gang is gonna treat any other person that they can't kill, but they got him in custody. They this fool kidnapped. You feel me? So so if you're gonna say the COs is gonna violate them every chance they get, I'm not gonna argue with you on that. And I can't I think that people need to do their job, but at the same time, at the end of the day, let's just hope people do their job. I guess that's it. You feel me? Anyway, let's just be happy nobody got hurt. Um, I think we're gonna do music for the rest of the week. We're gonna do music. We're gonna talk music. Because I really wanted to talk music today, to be honest with you. Um, I was listening to Juice World. Juice World got this song called "Hear Me Calling." That young man was really good at his craft, and by himself, he has made me reorganize the way that I'm looking at hip hop in general. What he was doing was hip hop. I'm gonna accept that what he was doing was hip hop because what he was doing was closer to what Nate Dogg is doing and what T Pain was doing than what a lot of these other guys is doing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? What Juice World was doing is more akin to like what Nate Dogg was doing, what T Pain was doing. Like there's a lot of talent behind what he was doing. It wasn't just augmenting the voice, doing the voice thing and just it was just made me reorganize the way in which I'm thinking about hip hop and rap in general. And from this day forth, Juice World is definitely hip hop in my opinion. You know I can't play music, right? Attempt murder victim of celebrity page troll page. Wait, what? Okay, I can't play any of that because I'm gonna get in trouble. But a Nicki Minaj and Beyonce troll page stabs and attempts to kill a party promoter. Wow, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, but I guess I'll drop something on that. But I want to talk music just in general. I want to start talking music again. I've been listening to a lot of music lately, and I haven't been fair with some of the new artists. I think I've been a little bit biased with the new artists that have came out. I'm gonna watch it. That's a whole fact, Flower. I think I've been a little biased with the new artists that come out, and I want to talk some music with y'all. I get tired of talking all of this. It's like it's kind of draining to always have to talk about the worst of society. So I want to talk about music. I want to bring back music. So this week we're gonna be discussing more music, less of the shenanigans. See, yeah, but a lot of them sound alike. I'm not talking about those guys. Get it? Yo, I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody, enjoy your night. Please, if you got anybody still awake in your household, give them a hug, tell them you love them. You don't never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Look, check this out. So I personally have somebody who they are friending every single person that comes into the chat to send them to a channel that tries to speak negatively about me. Some people are gonna believe it. Some people are gonna hopefully not believe it. I don't know what to tell you, but at the end of the day, um, I just have to work on. I can't even tell you about that. But at the end of the day, guard your karma, man. Guard your karma. Guard your spirit. I guess that's the best way I could put it. Guard your karma. A lot of times we don't lose because or negative things don't happen to us because it's supposed to. Sometimes negative things happen to us because we call that shit to us. You know, it's not a woe is me moment because it's never woe is me. I'm Jack Frost. I'm gonna be alright. There's no woe is me. But I just want you to understand if I, right, could get up every day, do this morning coffee in the morning, come here every day, do this tonight show, I could do this, and I got so much just against me. Whatever issues or whatever you got going on in your life, you can handle it. You feel me? Go be great. Don't let other people try to limit you. Don't let other people try to tell you what you can and can't be. By next week, there's only gonna be like 10 people in this chat with me. That's the way I look at it, to be honest with you. Go be great. Even if you hate me, you're never gonna come back to this channel again. You just go be great. Just life has a lot for all of us. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. I'm out.